And so our first article today is just that, guys. This is from Housing Wire. Cool. VA issues temporary fix to allow buyer-paid broker fees. U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs issued a temporary fix that will allow homebuyers using VA loans to pay for the real estate agent's commission, i.e. the buyer broker fee. This came out the first week of June. This is great news. This is what we were expecting. It's kind of what we were projecting to the audience that, hey, they're going to come up with something, and here we go. Here it is.
Yeah, it is. You know, the great thing about that is the VA actually did something rather fast.
Yes.
Because normally when it comes to VA, you guys see the guidelines and everything that when it comes to the VA, they're like snails.
Yeah.
They don't move. So the great thing about this is they saw the importance of this. They're like, one thing that we do is we regulate, you know, what our veterans pay as far as fees.
Yeah.
And so they saw this like, wait a minute. They're going to buy this home loan with no money down, right? That's how they're going to qualify. Now we're asking them to pay compensation for realtors, et cetera. Like, yeah, this ain't going to happen. So they stepped in rather fast, which I was actually really impressed that they stepped in and they're regulated. But again, this is a temporary fix until August.
Yeah, it doesn't start till, what does it say, August 10th, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when's the NAR lawsuit go into effect? July 1st or something like that,
Yeah,
right? So there's like a little bit of a gap in that 6 weeks or whatever that is. But also, you know, remember that a lot of times, in most instances, what's happening is that the buyer's commission is being baked into the seller's list price. And so even in the VA case, the buyer's agent would be receiving commission based on the actual selling price and that whole thing. The other clarification to make is with the NAR lawsuit specifically, is talking about marketing the commission in the MLS.
Yeah.
As far as the commission, so it can prevent and maybe curb agents from taking people to only some houses with higher commissions and avoiding homes that have lower commissions. But you're right. This is a great move by the VA, which we saw very quickly. Now, in their defense, before we continue, I want to say one thing. There are some things that the VA can only do like once a year, like reset certain rates and cost of living, stuff like that. So I would say that in their defense. But yes, other than that, this was like the fastest thing we ever see them do.
Yeah, this was actually like, golly, they're talking about urgency, you know? So, I mean, again, hopefully this will actually continue to go on. They find some type of resolution and figure out like, yes, our veterans are not going to pay any of the broker, but we'll see.
And I think there's still going to be a lot more, how do I say it, better ways to get this this to go through, because I think it's still going to be like a pilot program where they're going to try it out, see how it works, and then along the way be able to correct it to see if it's something that, you know, can be done.
Yeah, and let's also clarify for people who are maybe not new to this topic at all, this does qualify for active duty military, veterans, and surviving spouses of veterans as well. So I know sometimes we talk about these things and we happen to leave off the surviving spouse part, but that is not intentional. It's just kind of a byproduct. It's the majority of what we do is going to be active duty military and veterans themselves.
Yeah.
But the surviving spouse part is a component of this. So for even in that instance, this new circular from the VA is going to be helping them as well.
Yeah, no, exactly. And so, I mean, basically what it's just talking about is you're not going to be paying on top of your closing costs, a broker compensation, that could just keep adding. Most people don't have those finances to be,
working out extra thousands of dollars.
Exactly. You know, and these people served our country. Like, this is a benefit that they receive. So what benefit is there if now they have to pay compensation to someone else? And again, this is also trying to figure out a way how not to overcharge somebody, because they're going to try to make it where the veteran is going to pay. This is just kind of prolonging that process. But this is in no means saying, the NAR rule is not saying that just because you're a VA, you can prove that you're not going to pay for this fee for fighting your home.
It's still in the deal somewhere.
It's still going to figure out. And they're still, NAR is still trying to get it where, like, no, the veteran's going to pay. VA is just saying, for now, that's a no-no. We're going to try to figure out if that's going to continue to be a no-no, until April 10th.
When we really start seeing the transactions start really going into the effect of the lawsuit, we're going to start seeing other little problems, things that they're going to have to, fix. And I just hope that, they find a solution, they stick to it, and we could just keep moving forward and doing business.
Yeah, no, exactly. And hopefully they don't have to pay this at all. Yeah. But based on what we're reading here, that's not saying that at all. It's just kind of a temporary Band-Aid for them.
Yeah. And the other thing, too, I want to mention, too, is like, we had kind of said when this was all unfolding, like one of two things has to happen. Either the lawsuit's going to have some sort of amendment for it, or amendment to the lawsuit for the VA specific rule, or the VA is going to have to step up and do something. And I mean, those were kind of the two choices, and this is what we get. So the VA finally did something. And I also want to make sure that we give credit to the Mortgage Bankers Association and the Community Home Lenders of America, because remember, those two organizations, they were the ones who wrote the letters.
Yeah.
They were saying, hey, we're going to have a problem with the VA loan guarantee if you guys don't fix this or address it or something. So, there's a lot of times we might lay complaint at the feet of some of the industry organizations, but this is an instance where honestly we can, let's say, credit them without it coming across we're just kissing their butt.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
This is them doing the thing that is right for the people that are going to benefit from it. There's so many times where there's these rules or these rulings that come out, and there's this unintended consequence that negatively impact homeowners or home buyers. And this is one where they actually go to bat for the right thing, and it actually worked out. Yeah, I'm actually really happy about this today.
Again, this is the fastest I've seen the VA move.
That's the other part, isn't it? Maybe in the future they're going to use this to go, hey, remember back in 2024 when you guys made that really quick amendment to the rule? We know you can do it. Don't be telling me over here you need 6 months, 9 months, or 12 months to do something when you can do it in 6 weeks.
Yeah, this is just crazy.
Yeah. Any other? So
But this is actually a good, a very good article.
Do you guys think this is going to help people like feel like they have their bids will stand up against everyone else's now, or what?
Well, no, I mean, even with VA right now, right? It's like if you have a conventional buyer that's putting 20-30% off, that's going to over trump any of this, an FHA or a VA. So it's like now with the veteran, seeing that it's VA and us, the majority of realtors realizing that veterans don't have down payment. That's why they get into a VA loan and they have this benefit because they go in with 0% down. I think it's going to hinder more VAs, according to realtors, the way they view this now.
The way that the market is right now, with like prices being so high, so many escrows falling out because they either can't get the rate locked. But no down payment also means that their DTI is going to be a little bit higher because they have no down payment. Anybody that comes in with a significant down payment, the seller's going to look at it like, oh, significantly coming in with money, their DTI might be low. Like, hey, that might be a lower risk. It looks like they're going to get the deal done where maybe the other one might have a little bit of trouble, but that's just how the sellers are looking at it. And although at the end of the day the seller's still going to net with the same thing, the psychology of them saying no, they're putting more money down, it looks like a better deal. I think that's going to play a part.
But at the same time, there's more skin in the game, right? So for a seller, for me, if I'm putting in there 100% and knowing that, well, most veterans don't have that down payment for their broker, and I know I'm going to pay that, but already, even right now, without the no home rule, a lot of realtors that don't understand VA will kind of shy away from a VA and rather go conventional side, even if they're going to offer is going to be less than
I've seen that.
The VA. So
it's important for us to also note, I think, just again, if somebody doesn't know this and you're watching this part of the show, it's important to know that all offers that are submitted to sellers need to be presented to sellers. So it's not that they're just being like put on the side and you can't present it. You need to present these to your sellers if you're an agent, right? We can't be
exactly.
We can't just be telling people it's not going to get seen. It's supposed to get seen. The fiduciary responsibility is to present the offers that come in.
That's why we get in those, lawsuits.
No, and I just feel like it has to be said because, you're right. There's going to be a little bit of kind of side eye, if you will, about whether this is a good deal or not. But it's not always, it's not always what it looks like on paper. There's a lot behind it. Sometimes there's an appraisal issue.
Yeah.
And that might be the concern. That could be overcome. I mean, we still get people in with using VA anyway, so it's not like that's a dead deal or upon arrival. That's not it at all.
And I think it also validates how important representation is, because if you have someone that's able to negotiate, understand terms and stuff like that, they're going to be more keen to get your offer accepted instead of somebody that's just, writing offers, submitting them, hey, didn't get accepted, why? They just didn't like it. You need someone that's in there, why didn't it get accepted? What can we do to get it accepted? How is the seller like this? Something that's proactive, and that also comes with, the value of the agent as well. So it's really tough for a VA buyer to go and spend 2.5%, which is more or less average the commission that gets given to these buyers agents, and then another 2 to 3% for closing costs, 1 to 3% for closing costs. Like you're already at 4 or 5%. Yeah, there's a down payment in itself.
That's a disservice. That's a disservice to our veterans.
Where's the help?
Disservice to them because their eligibility is to go in it with 100% financing.
Right.
And so I don't know. This is just it's crazy. It's a good temporary fix until August 10th. I'm just surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm curious to see what's going to happen after.
Yeah.
All right, so then from this point, it's really just all eyes on August 10th, and then once we get there, we'll see where the dust settles and see what that how it unfolds and what that actually means.
Correct.
Because it has to materialize in the market still before we really know what's going on. I mean, you can say it on paper and it's going to be this or that, but
exactly,
you got to watch it materialize and kind of play out.
Yeah, because that's all this is. This is just kind of like buying time.
It's like an announcement.
It's an announcement.
It's an announcement. Okay, well, all right. Well, then for everyone watching, August 10th. That's the new that's the new deadline. Turn your eyes towards August 10th. Then we'll see what happens. With this
I'm curious to see what the audience has to say about that. You know, are you guys opposed to veterans not paying buyer broker agreement commission? What do you guys think?
Yeah, let us know in the comments,
please.
Let us know what you like or dislike about this.
Nobody should pay it.
Yeah, nobody should. I mean, right?